With plenty of new changes inside the studios, you can see I got my lights set up, got my VHS tapes set up. Not all of them. I told you my mom was bringing all of them. She did not bring all of them. We're missing Top Gun. We're missing Last Boy Scout. There's plenty of stuff we're missing. So I'm gonna have to search her house when I go back home.
I'm surprised you didn't go home like Butch in Pulp Fiction. What is the one thing I told you to bring? Top Gun on VHS, Mom. And what did you not do? Bring Top Gun on VHS.
Just berate her until she cries and then throw some cash at her and tell her to get a breakfast.
Go get some blueberry pancakes.
Good for nothing. Um, so yes, we're changing up the studio because we're going to be incorporating more video in the way that you consume our show. So we've been doing the sneak peeks for a few episodes where we post kind of a sneak peek of the upcoming episode, unedited, just a snippet from the show. And we're going to continue to do that, but we're also going to include in that video another segment, a new segment to the show, one in which we give movie recommendations. This is Watch This Movie, so essentially every episode we do is a movie recommendation, but we should be doing more. So these will be easily digestible to the masses, short little recommendations for you, what we've been watching lately, that sort of a thing. And we'll do that to start every episode, kind of break the ice. And I'll go first. Got a little easel here for it. I picked Man on the Moon, Jim Carrey from 99. This is a Kino Lorber release. This is one of the more special feature heavy kinos, I feel like. Because a lot of times you get a kino and there's a commentary and that's it. And this actually has deleted scenes, music videos, commentaries, and some sort of featurette. A couple of them. So, but if you haven't seen it, you need to see it. It's all about Andy Kaufman. Jim Carrey plays Andy Kaufman. For those who don't know who he is, you should look it up. It's kind of hard to describe him, but he was best described, I guess, as a song and dance man, performance artist. You could say comedian, but he would prefer song and dance man. And he did a lot of quirky things. He did a lot of characters, impressions. He was on the first episode of Saturday Night Live. And I think he was on there again later. But he has a famous bit where he sang the Mighty Mouse thing at the beginning of or not at the beginning, but in the first episode of SNL. And he played Latka on the show Taxi, which I grew up with. So I knew him from that primarily. But he passed away early from cancer, or so the legend goes. Some people think he faked his death because that's something he would do. But yes, he died in his 30s, and I think it was 1984. He did a lot of great spots on Letterman that were highly entertaining. He wrestled women for a long time and had a feud with Jerry Lawler, the King of Memphis, right? Brett, known as the King of
Yeah.
Memphis.
Yes.
And just a very fascinating life he lived. And this is all about that. And Jim Carrey is very good as Andy Kaufman. There's a documentary about the making of this movie called Jim and Andy, The Infinite Beyond. And if you watch that, you can see basically how much of a douche Jim Carrey is. Really, because he plays it method, but he pisses off all of Andy's friends in real life. And Milos Forman directed this movie. So One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, People versus Larry Flint, Amadeus. And he actually got the cast of Taxi to reprise their roles for this, which is incredible. Everyone's 15 years older, but it was so cool seeing them all back on set again, except for Danny DeVito, because he plays Andy's agent in the film. So he doesn't reprise his role, but it's very cool to see all of them. It's very, very meta, very fascinating look at Andy Kaufman. So that's my movie recommendation this week.
All right. Should I go next?
Sure.
Uh, my movie recommendation is a Vinegar Syndrome release on Blu-ray of Robert Downey Sr.'s Putney Swope.
Mm.
Now, I'm not really a special features guy anymore, but if you're interested, this has a newly scanned and restored in 4K from various 35 millimeter preprint elements. Audio commentary with the director, Robert Downey Sr. Video interview with Robert Downey Sr. from 2001. Video interview with Robert Downey Sr. from 2008. Q&A at the film screening at the 2005 Philadelphia Film Festival. Audio interview with the cinematographer Gerald Kotz. Audio commentary with film critic and historian Sergio Mims as the original theatrical trailer. A massive archival article and promo gallery, reversible artwork, and then English SDH subtitles, which who cares? The reversible artwork is it's the same artwork, it just doesn't have the name underneath it.
What is it even about? I've never heard of it.
So this is the other side. So Putney Swope, it's from 1969, and it's about an advertising agency, and the old man that ran the agency dies, and all of the board of directors want to screw each other over, so they all vote for this Putney Swope to take over, who's the sole black member of the board of directors, and he turns the advertising agency into a like a Milton Black run agency, and it's kind of in its absurdist um, comedy. You get a lot of vignettes of the ads that they create throughout, and it shows them how they kind of progress from kind of just like a normal agency to the black militant agency. Um, I believe Robert Downey Jr. or Robert Downey Sr. rather is the voice of Putney Swope, which is kind of funny. Um, Probably where Robert Downey Jr. got it from when he, played Kirk Lazarus in Tropic Thunder. You know, Dad did black voice, he did black face. So it's funny. It's I don't know if you've seen any Robert Downey Sr. movies. It's probably his best movie that I've seen, which isn't saying a lot, but it is very funny and very interesting. And it's all in black and white. It looks low budget. I assume it was pretty low budget. Um, but yeah, Putney Swope, available on Blu-ray from Vinegar Syndrome, is my recommendation.
All right, Stan, what would you like to recommend to our audience?
This is a 1969 thriller from the reliable J. Lee Thompson. This is The Chairman with Gregory Peck,
Mm.
and it's kind of like a proto Jack Ryan thing where he's an American scientist who's sent by the government into China to retrieve the secrets of an enzyme that will let food crops grow in any climate. So it's like highly sought after. And so he goes to China, and almost immediately they start trying to blackmail him, and he's being followed, and he gets caught up in a bunch of communist intrigue, and then eventually he even meets Chairman Mao Zedong, and then like the whole finale is like his escape from China. And I always wondered if I think it's just a matter of coincidence, but I always wondered if John Carpenter saw The Chairman, and I don't recall him ever mentioning it, and he usually isn't shy about mentioning his influences. And I wonder because one of the things of the movie is when the government sends Gregory Peck into China, they implant a bomb in his head that they can remotely detonate at any time. And not only that, one of the main supporting characters, played by Arthur Hill, has an eye patch. So I would think I've heard a lot of interviews and commentaries over the years with John Carpenter, and he's never mentioned it. So I'm thinking it's just kind of a coincidence. But it's a really exciting thriller, and this is the DVD, and it is on well, it was on Blu-ray, but it was Twilight Time was the label, and those are all out of print and really hard to get a hold of now. So I think it's past time that it get a 4K. It's a 20th Century Fox film, so I'm not sure
Mm.
who could handle that, but it's a really well made thriller. Like I said, it's J. Lee Thompson. He's a really reliable director that has really good music by Jerry Goldsmith. And the bonus features, it has a commentary by film historians Eddie Friedfeld and Lee Pfeiffer. I haven't heard that. It has the Chairman mini film, which is interesting, which is a lot of Fox films in like the late 60s and 70s that had home versions on 8 millimeter that you could buy and watch at home, only it wasn't the full movie. It was like a 15-minute condensed version of the movie. Like they did this for Alien and they did it for The Chairman and a whole bunch of others. And before it was like before home video, this is the way you would I guess watch a movie at home, to buy this cut down 8 millimeter version of it. And I actually have it on my YouTube channel. So that's interesting. Yeah, I highly recommend The Chairman. I just watched it again the other night.
Okay. Yeah, it
Uh,
sounds interesting. I don't think I've heard of that,
I
but
do have,
I
I
don't
do
think you can
have,
go wrong with Gregory Peck. Stan, anything you want to plug before we plug Disclosure Day? Anything you want to disclose to us?
No, not at this time.
Okay. Because, yes, we are sending out an urgent all points bulletin. Mark your calendars. June 12th, 2026 will be known as Disclosure Day on Watch This Movie. Be a very special episode that'll come out on the 12th to mark the occasion. So be looking forward to that. Stan will join us for said episode. It'll be kind of a,
We have an interview with an actual cast member from the movie.
we do. It's a pretty big get, not gonna lie. Uh can't thank Stan enough for, putting in the legwork and getting this interview in the can.
I have to thank Martin at CAA. He's the actor's agent that helped me set this up.
Well, that's great. You make all those connections out there in the West Coast and Southern California. That's why we need a man like you out there.
Well, all secrets will be revealed on June 12th.
I mean, you hang out at enough public uh, park men's rooms. You,
Yeah,
you meet the nicest people.
you'd be surprised the quality of men you meet in public toilets.
Did you know any of the men who closed down the one you were outside of the other day?
No,
No, you just saw the aftermath. The
it was
recently closed men's
yeah,
restroom.
Just
yeah.
saw Mark Hamill fishing for a cigarette butt saying, "I'm gay if you want me to be gay, not if you don't want me to be."
I was reading that in like the voice of sport from Taxi Driver. You want me to be gay? I'll be gay. You want me to be...
Well, they didn't put the rest of the quote. The rest of the quote was, "Now where do you want to do this?"
What's this? He said he worked for James O'Keefe. What is this? Uh,